Arkadelphia and Clark County saw strong growth in 2014 with major industry announcements and a rapidly declining unemployment rate. Unemployment in Clark County fell from a high of 8.6% in January to a low of 5.2% in November. The unemployment rate also fell faster in Clark County when compared to other counties in Arkansas. In June, the county ranked 47th out of 75 counties when it came to unemployment. By December, Clark County had risen to number 17, placing it in the top one-third of counties with low unemployment. Revenue from the half-cent county sales tax for economic development topped $1.5 million for the first time in 2014. Industry in Clark County helped contribute to the declining unemployment rate with a number of major announcements. Koch Industries announced a $37 million investment in the Georgia Pacific Lumber Mill at Gurdon. The investment will increase the capacity of the GP mill by 60%. The EDCCC has committed $500,000 to the expansion, with $250,000 of that going to the City of Gurdon for renovation of the city's sewer treatment plant. Koch Industries is also considering another $20 million investment in the plywood mill at Gurdon. Antoine Hardwoods received $12,500 from the EDCCC to help purchase a new saw for the company's operations. The new equipment will help the company add 10 new jobs. Antoine Hardwoods participated in the Tax Back Program, a sales and use tax refund program through the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, which was approved by the Clark County Quorum Court. The Arkadelphia Poultry Plant, a division of Hillstern Farms, began operations at the Clark County Industrial Park in 2014 with 40 employees. The company plans to hire as many as 170 employees. The EDCCC provided $240,000 in incentives to help the company locate in Clark County. Hillstern Farms participated in the Tax Back Program, a sales and use tax refund program through the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, which was approved by the Clark County Quorum Court. Keith Craft Performance Engines filled a new highly skilled position in 2014, and the EDCCC provided $25,000 in incentives. The EDCCC also worked with the Arkansas Economic Development Commission to provide workforce training at no cost to the company. Danfoss announced in December 2014 that it would be adding 20 new jobs at an average wage of $16 per hour. Danfoss plans to move equipment from Mexico and add a new production line in Arkadelphia. The EDCCC has committed $60,000 to the expansion. Danfoss participated in the Tax Back Program, a sales and use tax refund program through the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, which was approved by the Clark County Quorum Court. The universities continued to be important drivers of the local economy, and both Henderson State University and Ouachita Baptist University had major construction programs underway or completed in 2014. Henderson State University began construction on new student housing. Included in the plans are a 240-bed apartment-style complex and a 300-bed traditional residence hall. The 240-bed complex, which will primarily house juniors, seniors, and graduate students, will be located at the site of the former intramural field and will include a clubhouse and swimming pool. The 300-bed traditional residence hall will be located near the intersection of 12th and Wilson Streets and will house freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. The new student housing is a $33 million project. The Blackman and Oliver houses were torn down to make room for the residence hall. Henderson State University held a dedication ceremony in 2014 for the newly remodeled Garrison Activity and Conference Center. The renovation was a $1.7 million project. Henderson State University also opened a new campus in Hot Springs in January 2015 with 145 students. Henderson State University saw a 10% increase in the size of its freshman class in 2014. Ouachita Baptist University held a dedication ceremony for its new Cliff Harris Stadium at the start of the 2014 football season. The home stands seat 3,060 fans, including 572 reserved and premium reserved seats. Ouachita held a dedication ceremony in December for the newly expanded and updated Rosemary Gossett Adams Department of Visual Arts. Ouachita held a groundbreaking in June for the new Ben M. Elrod Center for Family and Community. The two-story, 5,200-square-foot building will include 2 large meeting rooms for campus and community programs, a conference room, and several staff offices, as well as a reception area and kitchen facilities. This is a $1 million construction project. Ouachita held a dedication ceremony in October for the naming of a soccer field for Wesley and Debbie Cluck. Ouachita reached a milestone $100 million in endowment funds for the first time in school history. A portion of the annual endowment earnings is used to supplement the university budget, with the remainder reinvested for ongoing endowment growth. Arkadelphia Public School District added synthetic grass to Badger Stadium in 2014. Construction of the new All-Care Field began in June. All-Care Pharmacy is the naming sponsor. The city of Arkadelphia spent $1.6 million in 2014 to add baseball fields to the Arkadelphia Youth Sports Complex. The city added 2 softball fields, a baseball field, concession stand, restrooms, and a dressing room building. The city also received an $85,000 grant through Representative Richard Womack for sports equipment. A construction manager was hired in November for construction of the Rock Kids Academy. Rainbow of Challenges has received funds through the USDA Rural Development. The development will continue the business expansion along Malone Drive. Work on the new bridge over the Ouachita River will begin in 2015. Robertson Contractors Incorporated of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, was awarded the contract. The bridge will cost nearly $14.9 million. Work is to be completed by summer 2017. The Arkansas State Highway and Transportation Department will also replace 4 bridges on U.S. Highway 67. The cost of the project will be $9.3 million. Work is to be completed by the spring of 2017. The Arkadelphia Regional Economic Development Alliance and the EDCCC are working with the City of Arkadelphia to widen Pine Street and add a turning lane, as well as develop a truck bypass system to alleviate truck traffic through the city. The Arkadelphia Board of Directors passed a resolution in January stating that the widening of Pine Street to add a turning lane and a truck bypass system were the city's top priorities. The Arkadelphia Regional Economic Development Alliance hosted a visit by Highway Commissioner Frank Scott Jr. The visit included a tour of the city and a lunch with local elected officials and community leaders. The EDCCC partnered with the Southwest Arkansas Regional Intermodal Authority in 2014 to begin construction of a transload facility at the Clark County Industrial Park at Gum Springs. The EDCCC approved a no-interest loan of $3.4 million to Swaria to help fund the project. Swaria also received final approval of a $1 million grant from the U.S. Economic Development Administration for the transload facility. In January 2015, the EDCCC approved $75,000 to Swaria to pay Union Pacific to start design work on the 2 switches needed for the transload facility. Senator Larry Teague provided another $25,000 in state funds to move the project forward. The Arkadelphia Regional Economic Development Alliance is working with both Swaria and the EDCCC to get the project underway in 2015. Clark County voters renewed the half-cent county sales tax for economic development in March 2014. The tax was renewed for another 7 years. Voters approved the measure with 70% approval. Totals were 1,206 for and 520 against. Stephen Bell was hired as the new president and CEO of the Arkadelphia Regional Economic Development Alliance, an area chamber of commerce, in July. A national search was conducted by Johnson and Associates of Austin, Texas. A total of 28 applicants applied for the position, with 3 finalists coming to Clark County in July. The 3 finalists came from Colorado, New Mexico, and Arkansas. Tiffany McNeil was hired as the new Director of Communications of the Arkadelphia Regional Economic Development Alliance and Area Chamber of Commerce. She is a native of Arkadelphia and graduated from Arkadelphia High School in 2006 and Henderson State University in 2010 with a bachelor's degree in Business Administration and Management. The Arkadelphia Area Chamber of Commerce continued to promote retail and small business and worked with the City of Arkadelphia and other Clark County communities to promote overall growth. Ribbon cuttings were held for the new shelter insurance office of Jeremy Hughes. The new Aaron's store on Pine Street, the Front Porch Bakery and Antique Store at Caddo Valley, Wayne's Flooring and more. Big Cheese Pizza. Serenity Spa and Salon. Arkadelphia Health Club. The new Baptist Health Family Clinic at Caddo Valley. South Central Electric Cooperative new offices. Second Baptist Church. Adorn Boutique. And Benvenuti Italian Restaurant. Business after hours were held to welcome Bank of the Ozarks to Arkadelphia after its purchase of Summit Bank. To celebrate the remodeled Gildner Auto Group. To celebrate the expansion at Arkansas Counseling and Psychodiagnostics. Arkadelphia High School. Southern Bancorp. And to help kick off Battle of the Ravine Week with a business after hours at the Barkman House at Henderson State University. The Arkadelphia Area Chamber of Commerce distributed 4,000 relocation guides through local businesses, hotels, and both universities. Henderson State University and Ouachita Baptist University used the guides as part of their recruitment efforts. The Chamber has 317 members and 39 businesses joined in 2014. The Clark County Jobs website averaged 1,200 weekly hits, showing the value it brings to Arkadelphia and to those seeking work in our area. The Chamber also formed a close working relationship with AT&T and Suddenlink in an effort to expand broadband to Arkadelphia and surrounding communities. The Chamber's popular Spend It to Win It campaign and Holiday Boutique Tour promoted local businesses and helped increase retail sales. The events received coverage from KARK Channel 4 and Fox 16, as well as the Daily Siftings Herald newspaper. The Chamber hosted a number of communities and organizations during the year. The Chamber partnered with DeGray Lake State Park to host travel writers from across the United States and Canada. Community leaders from Valonia and Mayflower visited to learn how Arkadelphia recovered from its tornado. And the Chamber partnered with the Clark County Community Foundation to host nonprofit organizations from around the country to discuss education. This past year was truly a milestone year for growth in Arkadelphia and Clark County. The Arkadelphia Regional Economic Development Alliance and Area Chamber of Commerce expect 2015 to be another year of growth and expansion.